Everybody, what's up? Blue here coming at you with another video, and before we begin, I'd like to sing you a song. Now, in order to find certain materials for this mod, you're going to need to find a few structures. For example, this first one is the arc reactor. You'll find these structures all around your world. So, wow, wait, is that what I think it is? Holy, not that, no. That is not what I think it is it? Holy oh my god, this is made of diamonds? Huh. Wow, okay, yeah, so you can get a good... Wow, okay, yeah, you can get a good amount of resources out of this. Yeah, so you can get a decent amount of resources. You can get a decent amount of resources out of the arc reactor. So basically... so you'll find these chests around here. It'll contain some iron. It'll contain kind of whatever. It'll contain a bunch of random stuff. But you'll find like one chest. It really depends. Like for this, we found titanium, redstone, and everything. It really depends on what you'll find, but even if you don't find what you're looking for, you can get some very good resources out of this, like from this. Now, next, we've got the, what do we got? We got the Stark Outpost. So the Stark Outpost is the second structure of this mod. Yeah, there it is. Okay. This just so happens to be in a ravine. Yeah, so this is the Stark Outpost. The Stark Outpost is huge, actually. Wow. This is a pretty good ravine. No, but this is what the Stark Outpost looks like. So just, like, you know, what you'll be on the lookout. It's pretty big. And yeah, you will find very good resources for this. So if you want to actually mine this place for resources, you definitely should. You definitely should mine these places for resources. You'll find a lot. Yeah, in the chest, you'll find a chest in the middle of the room. Titanium, iron, but since apparently it doesn't want to show, basically what you're supposed to find is you'll find a chance to find a few things. Dark circuits, the arc reactor core is the most important, and I will show you why later. But you're supposed to find a few things. That's all. Like the Howard Stark blueprints, and yeah, these are just a bunch of things that you could find. The Howard Stark blueprints are what is like the most important. Well, the arc reactor is like the most important. Now on to one final structure. Now, so the one final structure are the Maklawan temples. Now, if you've ever been a fan of Iron Man, or if you ever have seen, for example, Iron Man Armored Adventures, which you should, it's amazing. It's such a good series. It's great. Now, if you've ever seen Iron Man Armored Adventures, you'll know of the Mandarin. Well, heck, even if you've read the comics. Well, I mean, even if you've read the comics of Iron Man, or you've watched any shows, you'll know of the Maklawan temples. And the Maklawan temples They're pretty cool, actually. You can find them through various locations. For example, this one just happened to be deep underground, but you can find various Makluan temples underwater, temple surface, sand, nether end caves. You can, and now if you just say Makluan temple, it'll just be a random temple. So you could get. I just happened to get lucky and get a closet, and get this. So now go in on this cool little temple structure, and then usually depends. You'll find a Makluan ring. Usually, depending. You know, I think what would be pretty cool is if they is if um I'll say if Cosmic Craft or if the or whatever your name for the whatever the creator's name of Sims Armored Industries is, you should I think it'd be very cool if you had added temple guardians like they had in the Iron Man Armored Adventures show, as it would give players a challenge to obtain the rings. Now, I know the rings don't currently function, but it's just something to think about to add temple guardians. You know, just a thought. But yeah, those are all the structures. So now let's head back to the city. So to mainly craft all the armor you're gonna need, you need the Stark computer. Now the Stark computer is made from 3 Stark circuits, the Jarvis module, and 5 titanium plates. Stark circuits is steel plated titanium, which is just steel alloy and titanium in the middle. And then the plates are just titanium, 6 titanium. Then you're going to need the Jarvis module, which currently doesn't have a crafting recipe, which is also something you could find in one of the structures, is the Jarvis module. Now, the Stark circuits, you're going to need advanced circuits as well. You're going to need 4 advanced circuits. So you're going to need 4 titanium, 1 redstone repeater, and 4 circuits. And to craft the circuits, you're going to need steel alloy, which you're going to need carbon fiber and 4 iron. To make carbon fiber, you're going to need carbon filament. And a carbon filament you can just find. Yes, and then it's basically steel plate titanium, advanced circuits, and redstone. And then I'll give you 1 Stark circuit. So you're going to need 3 of these. Now, with the Stark computer, as you can see, I have all the resources, so I'm going to craft Mark 1. Now, the Mark 1, now, I already have all these armors. I just want to show you guys what it takes to craft the armors. So basically, and it's the same thing for the rest of you. And basically, it goes progressively. So you have to craft the first mark, and then you can craft Mark 2, Mark 3, and then Mark 4, 5, 6, 7, 17, 25, 33, 38, and 39. Those are the only marks that this mod has right now, but I'm told there are going to be more added later. Now, there are some Patreon exclusive suits, like Mark 5, which is the suitcase suit, which you see in Iron Man 2, which is awesome. I will put up the suit up sequence right now. And then you got the Conolet bracelets, which I can't show you because I'm not a Patreon member, but if you guys want to play with these suits, you have to become a Patreon member. I am curious what they are going to do with the Makluan rings, considering they don't work right now, so I am curious to see what is going to happen on with those. Now, these suits, as you can see, they're all divided. Obviously, Mark 3 is still under construction. But you're going to need a certain arc reactor for each suit. So there's 2 arc reactors in this version. Arc reactor tier 1, made by the arc reactor core, which you can find in the Stark outpost or the arc reactor. And then you're going to need copper wiring, which is just copper and titanium ingots. And then you're going to need the titanium plate. Now for the tier 2 arc reactor, you're going to need steel-plated titanium, the arc reactor core, so you need to find 2 of these, and synthetic vibranium, which is made by Howard Stark's blueprint and steel alloy. Now, the model of this looks amazing. I mean, come on. Look at that thing. It just looks sick. Now, the arc reactor goes on your body. Obviously, I do wish it like actually popped up on your chest. That would be really cool, but still. Anyway, so now Mark 1. As you can hear, got the sound effects. Now if you crafted the armor and you don't have the correct arc reactor, you can't move. You won't be able to move. But if you do have the correct arc reactor, you just keep it in your body and you can move. Now, I'm gonna show you guys a few things. Yeah. Now this is what the Mark 1 can do. I'm gonna grab a few slimes. Now, the Mark 1, obviously, it's Tony's less than intricate suit. And you can also lift up the mask. It has your own sound effects as well, which is very cool. Now, the only ability this thing has is a flamethrower. I will say the sound effects is very cool. The flamethrower, as of right now, does not have a sound effect, which I'm kind of sad about. Now, a regular slime, it's like one punch with this armor on. The actual flamethrower, it will pretty much wipe every single one of them out. But that is the only ability of this armor, is a flamethrower. A flamethrower is this armor's only ability. Now, the other ability, which I'm going to go out to test right now, the other ability is the more iconic, more, you know, what Iron Man is known for. The flight. And then, boom! As you can see, amazing animations, beautiful, beautiful animations. I haven't seen a mod do these kinds of animations in, like, so long. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Peak animation. That is amazing. Now, before you guys get bored, let's show you the rest of the suits. Most of these suits are the same. Now, to actually unlock any abilities of these suits, you're going to need IMP points. Iron Man points. Now, to obtain for each of these, you need... Now, it's not just, like, in general, you're going to need each armor... You're going to need armor points for each mark, for each armor mark. So, if you get armor points, that's for your own armor mark. Now, this thing has a bit more weapons that I am so eager to check out. Now, I love the sound effects when this thing walks. It's amazing. Now, obviously, to help us out, I'm gonna get a bit of pillagers. Now, with this mask on, now with this helmet on, the entities will actually be identified blue, and you can see pillager, health, 2024. 24, blah, blah, blah. Now, first ability. Got repulsor, unibeam, arm rockets, shoulder rockets, and a bullet shield. The bullet shield does block armor. So that's the repulsor. So it takes about 3 hits to take down a pillager. Now, if I go into game mode survival and have the bullet shield, boom, see? They're all just harming themselves. Now, if I let go of the bullet shield, for example... Now, if I, for example, let go of the bullet shield, because I'm full of arrows right now, it still won't do any damage to me. Well, it'll do a little bit. Now for the Unibeam. The Unibeam is a good entity clearer, though it takes a lot of power. And the mask up is really cool. I will say, I don't like that it's blue. Like, it's completely blue. Like, there's no, like, actual, you know... And then we get the rockets. Each, as you can see, it has little animations. So when you can actually see the rockets. And then you get the shoulder rockets. Which, you know, are basically that. Now for the main course and the main event of the flight. Although, to be fair, I'm covered in so much arrows right now that I don't think there'd be a point. Woohoo! Oh god, now I will say the flight for this mod is amazing. It really is. I actually want to know. Do you guys know of any other mod with cooler flight than this? I mean, really. Look at this. Look at this flight. It's so cool. Honestly. And as soon as you land, boom, boom, landing animation. That is so cool. So amazing. So awesome. Now to... Yeah, I know. I'm like a freaking pin cushion. I'm like a decorative pin cushion over here. Now, onto the more decorative armors. The more detailed armors. I'm not going to use this one. I will show it off, though. Now, to actually use this armor, now, to actually use these armors, you are going to need... You are going to need Arc 2. You're going to need Tier 2. Now, this armor is a bit more destructive than I would like it to be, so I'm going to show it off, but I'm not going to use any of its moves, because it will crash my game. That's called the Striker armor. And this is the Silver Centurion, which I'm going to show you, because Silver Centurion is one of my favorite armors, honestly. Silver Centurion is definitely one of my favorites. And what better way to test it than Martian Raptors? Ow! Ow! Wow! Those things... Wow! Okay, wow! Ow! 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 Oh! Oh! Okay! 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 Woo! Oh, wow. Okay, wow. Those things are... Wow, yeah. No, those things are no joke. I guess even Iron Man can't stand up to aliens. Well... I mean... He can, just not, you know. Yeah, so you got the normal repulsor, which is about 3 shots to take down a space Martian. And then you got the blades, which again looks sick. Damn! Wow, that does a lot of damage. I didn't expect it to do so much. And then you got the... Well... Let's just go with... Yeah, this is the Mark 6. So the Mark 6 has a very cool ability, which I am so eager to show you guys. So as I'm saying before, each of these armors have special abilities unique to their own. Most of them are still the same. You know, the repulsors, the unibeam, blah, 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 the shoulder rockets. But some of them have unique abilities based all the way on their own. So say, for example, I don't know, I'm surrounded by pillagers. Say, for example, I'm surrounded by pillagers. Oh, what am I gonna do? Laser! Awesome! I will say, the animation for some of these moves are amazing. Like this. The Unibeam. Awesome. The animations. The animations are great. They really are. As said, the laser takes a while to recharge, though. But it is awesome. Look at that. Look at that animation. So sick. So amazing. I will say the flight can be a bit finicky at times. It can be. No, I will say the flight can be a bit finicky at times. That's just me, though. But yeah, and then you got Igor. Yes, this is a thing. This giant monstrosity is a thing. Yes. Basically, it's got shoulder rockets, which, again, they're shoulder rockets, Unibeam, and the repulsor. I will say, I really do like the animation and like the model for this armor. It's so cool. And then obviously you got the flight and everything, which isn't that different to the actual other armor. But then you got the landing animation, which just makes it so worth it. Then you got the landing animation, which just makes it amazing. Now, on to the final armor. Say, for example, oh, I don't know. You wanted to maybe travel the stars for whatever reason. Not quite sure why you'd want to travel the stars, but this is what the Star Booster armor is for. Now the Star Booster doesn't just have armor, but it has jetpack. Look at the detail, honestly. Look at the. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that. Yeah. Recommend if you do not use free cam with this mod because it does not work. But my point being is that this armor specific, well, I mean all the armors can travel into space, but this armor specifically is just meant for it. Like this armor is just meant for space travel. And then you get the boost, which just looks amazing. I mean, look at that. Boom, already in space. Want to go to the moon? Boom, landing on the moon. Now, boom, I'm landing on the moon. If I can find the moon. Oh god! Oh god. Bam. Woo! Now I'm on the moon. Wow, that is a spectacular view. Holy crap, that is a spectacular view. Yeah, I better get back to Earth. But that was the showcase. That was me being Iron Man and... Oh god! Forgot. There's no air on the moon. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to wear this armor indefinitely until I get back to Earth. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and strike the bell with the lightning so you never miss another video. And if this is the first video you've ever seen by me, check out some of my other content. It is just as awesome. And maybe consider sticking around and becoming part of the Lightning Legion. See you guys. Oh, one question before I go. Which armor out of this mod do you think was the best? Silver Centurion, Igor, Star Boost, Heartbreaker, Striker, or maybe you like the Mark 1, or the Mark 2, or the Mark 3, 4, or 5. Well, I didn't show you the 5, but you know what the 5 is. Comment your answer down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what's next for this mod. Because this mod is really awesome. Oh, and if the creator of this mod is watching, you made one hell of an awesome mod, and I cannot wait for the updates. Thank you so much for making this mod. Can't wait for the next phase. Bye, guys.